to do this, so I got 30s and then 8s in the crystal hematite. That's your main stone size. But as the shape starts to curve and taper, we do have to change our sizes. So from this angle on this camera, you can see where I started putting in those 20s in light amethyst. Like you can see there's more black in the background showing up in these areas. And that's naturally going to happen because you have to start sizing down on your stones. So this was a game ball, had an embroidered Kansas City logo on it. I filled the logo with just silicone polyurethane glue and got it kind of smooth. It's still kind of giving me a little trouble in all this texture underneath here, but I was able to hide it pretty well. And then spray painted. So it's just spray painted. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it's for display only. It's not meant to be, played with and all that. So it's, got glass crystals on it. So it doesn't take too much prep. And the glue I'm using is Gem Tac today from Beacon Adhesives. All right, so what I'm gonna do. So after I did this up and down, side to side, I chose the middle of this like cat eye kind of section, right? This was the middle, so that was the strongest line that I could find. So what I need to do is trim out this line as well. We're all about our edges, our foundation lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue on this part of the football, and then I'm gonna want to make sure that these lines match up. So let's go ahead and add a pretty healthy line of glue because it does curve and so we like our stones to be seated all the way into the glues. So we're creating the lines, going out this way. And I am skipping over every couple of areas to get the best gradient in sizes. And so the other thing you have to do is line up these going across ways too, right? So with this line, I want to make sure there's a mate. There's a stone across from it so that these lines will line up with those lines. You got to make sure you've got an actual line going over for these stones to connect. And so far, I'm looking pretty good. So it does kind of slightly curve, but not really. So if you can see that over here, you do have somewhat of a curve, but it still has to be straight lines for this pattern to work. All right, so what I'll do now, since I'm happy with my line, is now I'm going to take the center, put this down, wherever the center of these rows are in this cat eye area. Can you see that? So I'm going to go with guessing this one looks, I think it's this one. And you can use a marker or a Sharpie or a pencil or whatever to kind of see what your lines are doing. So if I was to choose this one as my center, let's just draw a line to see if it really does look good. And I think we're good on that. I think that's okay. I know you guys can't really see that line, but I'm happy with it. So now I'm gonna put glue on this line and then you'll see what that looks like. And then we'll work in like one triangle and then I'll sign off and hop on to TikTok again. I guess I'll be live all day. I've been live since 8 this morning, and I encourage everyone to practice with lots of different kind of glues, because you never know what your project might need until you practice. You're so welcome. Yeah, you guys, keep the questions coming. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. So yeah, I think that's a good. So if I was to go this one, it would still be, they're kind of like right in, they're both kind of in the middle. So this one will probably have almost as many 30s as well, but this one is going to be more prominent. So we're going to go with that one. And then as you lay your stones, you need to also get them super close and touching, and they need to line up with these as well. So that's a good kind of a check to make sure everything is lining up. It's kind of a thing with this particular fill pattern. A lot of things are going on. So once you Try this. I know you guys are going to try this on something that's not flat like a tumbler. You're going to get more, you're going to get the courage up to try different surfaces with different fill patterns, and it will need a different technique. You're going to have to make some adjustments in your plans, and it will improve you as a rhinestone artist, a mosaic artist, a product designer, all of it, all of it. And then you keep nudging it. So I'm looking down, like looking down the barrel to see if that line is straight. Luckily, I do have 3 rows in here. I'm going to choose